Welcome to Sex, Drugs, and Enlightenment, where we open the door and take down the walls of the therapy office. Hi, I'm Oakley Ogden, a licensed professional counselor and coach with over 17 years of experience working with young adults. In this podcast, I unpack the profane to recognize how the tough stuff is the sacred stuff. Join us as we explore it all, the taboo topics and otherwise, nothing is off limits. In this space of safety and love, let's work it out and learn how we can all build resilience and strength of character to make each day count as we live our best life and have fun doing it. Welcome back. So last episode, we got to meet my new client. We came to understand her remarkable resilience and self-awareness and learned that she has inherited quite a few behaviors from her mother and father's line. Today, join me as I ask a few more questions to map out the landscape of her family system and then dive into a therapeutic modality called Give Back, Take Back. Here we go. Can you tell me about the history of anxiety on both sides of your family?
Yeah, so on my mom's side, kind of like I mentioned, my grandmother has some, body image issues of her own that she's presented and has passed on to my mother and me. She definitely has a lot of controlling issues that she still deals with, and it's only progressed. On my dad's side, my aunts all have anxiety. Just, I would say particularly OCD. One of my aunts in particular, I love her very, very much. She's kind of like my soul sister. We look the same and we both have like the same amount of anxiety. But she gets very obsessive about, just little things like, is the door locked, and checking the cameras at our house and freaking out about things and things like that. So yeah, that's kind of like a broad scope of those issues on both sides.
Where does the depression show up in each side on your lineage?
I would say my grandmother, and this isn't like a formal diagnosis, so take this with a grain of salt, but she definitely exhibits symptoms of manic or bipolar depression. She has very, very highs and very, very low lows.
Bipolar disorder, formerly called manic depression, is a mental health condition that causes extreme mood swings that include emotional highs and very low lows, as my client named. So when you become depressed, you can feel sad, hopeless, you can lose interest or pleasure in all the things that bring you happiness. And when your mood shifts to mania or hypomania, right? Hypomania is less extreme than mania. You may feel euphoric, full of energy, or unusually irritable even. And these mood swings can affect sleep, energy, activity, judgment, behavior, and the ability to think clearly. And I will tell you what, I have seen this all true to the T. Episodes of mood swings may occur rarely or multiple times a year. While most people will experience some emotional symptoms between episodes, some may not. Although bipolar can be a lifelong condition, you can manage your mood swings and other symptoms by following a treatment plan, and in most cases, bipolar disorder is treated with medication and counseling very effectively. I have also seen that. So if you have bipolar, or if you know someone with bipolar, we are talking about a lot of different factors: brain chemistry, trauma from childhood, the environment, genetics, and it goes on and on. So there's no reason to blame yourself or blame another. This is just the cards that we need to work with to create stability, awareness, and to get back on track to live a life that just is something we're proud of. Sure.
That is where I'd say the greatest amount is. Alcoholism also has run on my father's side, with my grandfather, some uncles, but I don't experience that. But
so you don't deal with addictive tendencies in terms of substance use?
no.
Okay. Okay, so right now I'm mapping out different characteristics that got passed down each lineage line. Now, we're finding out right now that this is not just some woo-woo energetic suggestion that we inherit stuff. It's in the DNA. Certain things get expressed, other things don't, depending on our environment, depending on our stressors, depending on our lifestyle. Okay? Fancy word coming to ya. Epigenetics is what we are talking about here. Epigenetics is the study of how your behaviors and environment can cause changes that affect the way your genes work. Say what? So unlike genetic changes, epigenetic changes are reversible and do not change your DNA. So nothing changes in the DNA, got it? It's just your body is simply expressing a gene or not expressing a gene based on your behaviors and your environment. Fucking awesome. You guys, that means that you can affect the expression of certain genes in your DNA strand based on your behavior and your environment. Just in case you didn't get that. And they're not only characteristics like diseases, but they're actually behavioral characteristics also, right? So that actually can get passed along. And then it depends on our environment, et cetera, and how it gets expressed, right? If it gets expressed. Epigenetics refers to the study of genes turning on and off, right? So if cancer runs in somebody's lineage, and then that person says, oh, everyone in my lineage got cancer at this age and this kind, but I live a different kind of lifestyle and I've been really mindful about it and I've been eating really good foods that aren't turning that gene on, they can move through their life without expressing that gene, if that makes sense. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Now, similarly, or I would say on a related note, we learn behaviors from our parents. Right? And
Definitely.
we sort of, we begin to become this young individual and we're either expressing qualities that we learned from our parents or we're expressing qualities that we developed in opposition to our parents. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Why are you smiling? Tell me about that.
No, I think of my dad. He definitely like, I laugh about it, but it's probably not that funny. Like he'll be fixing something or whatever and just can't get it right, whatever. And he kind of just like snaps, not towards anybody, nothing like violent. He just has like a little burst of, a word burst. So like I've seen my brother especially inherit that. My nephew especially, like just not being able to deal with emotions. I definitely struggle with that when I'm angry or really, really like flustered or anxious. I like freak out. I snap. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, that's one thing. But
awesome. Great awareness. I'm writing it all down. This is so great. What do you want to call that? That sort of that word burst snap that shows up for you. How would you categorize that?
I don't know. I guess just like, I don't want to call it anger because it's not always anger. It's just like
sort of like emotional intolerance or lack of capacity.
Yeah. I feel like lack of capacity. Like I hit my threshold and I'm like, whoa, like I just overstimulated over the edge.
Yep. Okay. So if you're open to it, I'd love to offer a little exercise here called Give Back, Take Back. Drum roll. So this was born from psychodrama, a form of psychotherapy in which patients act out events from their past, and a little Gestalt, a psychotherapeutic school of intervention developed by Fritz Perls, which uses role-playing to aid the resolution of past conflicts. Super cool. And then the work was activated by my guru and my teacher, who was a therapist for over 3 decades in Paris and then became a spiritual master of energy later in life. So there's a Western and Eastern quality to the work where the brain is rewiring and the energy is being cleared at the same time. Don't overthink it. So for example, let's say you're working with your father. You'll pretend your father is standing in front of you, or you have someone sit in as your father. You work in present tense, so you don't tell the story as it happened. You say, it's so hard being your son, or being your son was so hard because I never got your approval, and today the lack of approval haunts me, and I'm so goddamn mad at you. Okay, so you're staying in the present tense. Why can't you just tell me I've done a good job? Now, your father might be dead. And still you share in the present moment to activate the past that lives in your body. Okay, you got the idea? So by speaking in the present moment, as if it's happening now, we activate the nervous system. And that is how we get to the unconscious mind and start to rewire beliefs and narratives at the deepest level. And because the brain doesn't know the difference between pretend dad and real dad, or the past and the present, the setup activates, as I said, the nervous system, where all this historical material lives, and gives you the chance to rewire your brain and pain and let this old stuff that's getting in your way get out of there. So because Gestalt came out of psychodrama, there's a lot of cool things one can do with this work. It extends itself to parts work, where you talk to young parts of yourself or different elements of yourself, your addiction self, all of this. But the crux of the work here lies in working with your primary caregivers. So awesome. Let's keep going.
Sure.
All right. So give back, take back has to do with energetically declaring whether or not we're going to carry certain energies forward. Qualities or characteristics is another word for energy in this case. Whether or not we're going to carry those things forward in our life, or we're going to give them back to our lineage from where they came, and we're going to create something new. Now, the work of this kind of comes from what I like to call, and what I've been taught inside of being a conscious creator, meaning I'm going to declare how I start to show up in the world. And that declaration on its own creates an intention, and that intention sets forth neurological possibility, meaning we open to what we weren't open to before. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Questions, comments?
No, I think that's a really interesting exercise. That sounds like it'd be helpful. So in other words, just kind of owning what you want to own and throwing away what you don't want.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's like you're energetically, consciously cleaning house. Right?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, for example, we grow up and let's say our caregivers are depressed or anxious around us. And we learn, oh, this is how I should react and live in the world. Right. So we take on little bits of that and we tell ourselves, oh, this is what we're doing. So we learn it. Right. Now, right today, you've got the opportunity to say, wait a second, I'm going to give that energy back to you. And in that moment, when I was younger, I exchanged something from that energy, right? So I'm going to give that energy back to you and say, whoa. I came in and I wasn't certain that I wanted to express anxiety. I learned that. So now I'm going to say, hold on, I'm going to give that anxiety back to you, and I'm going to take back the joy that's inherent in me. And I'm going to try expressing that instead. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome.
Okay. Do you have any questions? Is there anything right now that just isn't clear, making sense to you? Am I being too esoteric for you or too out there?
No, not at all.
Okay. Wow. Thank you.
Not
Okay,
at all.
Okay. Great. Okay. So this is a form of therapy that is based out of originally psychodrama and then Gestalt. Okay. And we are going to picture one family member at a time in front of you. And then I'm going to give you the freedom to express yourself in a way that may be new for you. And then I'll guide you in how to give back and take back energy. Okay?
Okay.
And again, when I say energy, I want to be really specific about this. I am talking about you declaring the qualities that plague you and where they came from and returning them to where they came. Now, this doesn't add any weight or pressure or make it harder for your mother if you say, Mom, I give you back your body image issues. It's not like you have just dumped a suitcase of weight on her that now she has extra to carry. Okay? Sort of in the quantum sphere, it's not like that. Right? 1 + 1 it's not equaling 2 over there. You're returning this energy to its home. Does that make sense? And it's your mother's opportunity to do her work whenever she's ready to do her work, and she can return it and give it back also. This fundamentally is about transmuting what no longer serves you and being conscious about transmuting what no longer serves you. Okay?
Okay.
The more work that we do in transmuting what no longer serves us, the more we serve our lineage forward and back. Right? So by you lightening your load and becoming the bright light that you're here to be, then you're giving people in your lineage who even haven't been born yet and those who have come before you permission to be brighter, permission to heal. You don't have to say anything to them. You don't have to declare how healed you are. You don't have to call everyone. You just live your life. You just live your life. Questions, concerns, doubts. I'm ready for any questions you have. You don't have to love everything that I'm saying here.
No, I'm very open to everything. I think I'm good. Not to be that person who doesn't have any questions, but I think I'm good. Sorry.
Let's dive in then. Okay, great. Right. Who do you want to start with today? We're going to do a little bit of work with your mother, and then we're going to do a little bit of work with your father's line. Which has the most charge for you? We're going to start there.
My mom and my mom's side.
Great. So I'm going to invite you right now to just close your eyes for a moment and just take a couple deep breaths. And when you're ready, I'm going to invite you now to picture your mother about 10 feet in front of you. And you can open your eyes if you are more comfortable with that.
All right, I see her.
And like you did with your somatic therapist, take a breath and start to feel your body. Start to notice the sensations that are coming up for you. Just having her in the room, quote unquote, in front of you. Now, it's very important to note that in this circumstance, all the love that's there, all the care that has been provided will not be touched. We're going to put that on the shelf, okay? That's a given. You've told me she showed up for you. I get it. Today, we're going to express what has not been said. Okay? So take a couple deep breaths, and whenever you're ready, I want you to just start to share with your mother what it was like to be her daughter. And we're going to refer a little bit to the past to get some of the neurology going.
I mean, visualizing her, I feel tense, ready to, I'm like on the defense.
So you're going to speak directly to her.
Okay.
You're going to say, Mom, being your daughter was so intense. You control me like no one's business. Yeah, like whatever's there for you. I'm just giving you some examples here. And you might want to take that chair behind you, my love, and put it in front of you so you feel like you are looking at something physical. So it's not
Okay.
just all made up in front of you. So just
Okay. I'll go get the
go
chair.
grab that. Yep. Give yourself some space. Don't have it all up in your grill. Okay, at least 4 to 6 feet. So back up a tiny bit. Okay, good. Go for it.
Mom, you made me an anxious, insecure mess, and I wish you would just ease up on me a little bit and let me live my life and follow my gut without your input all the time, and stop thinking everything is about you, and letting go of all the control you have over everybody and me.
Great start. We're going to take it to the next level, though. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to stand up so you can really feel your feet on the ground and you can feel your body. And take a couple steps back. There you go. Now you've got some room to express yourself. So hands at your side. And go for it again. And if you can move your feet, shoulder width apart so you're strong and grounded on the floor there. There you go. Feel your belly. Relax your shoulders. I'm right here with you, okay? All right.
So am I just roasting her harder now? Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, you're going to get some of this anxiety moving out. Roasting her harder. I've never heard it put that way.
Session. Trying to think. Sorry.
What are you apologizing about?
I don't know. I'm taking too long. I don't know.
No. This is your time. You take as long as you want. We are not going anywhere.
Okay.
Okay? Now, the laughing is covering up discomfort, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just take a couple deep breaths. Hands at your side. And just tell her from this place what it's been like to be her daughter.
You've been controlling all my life and made me feel like I'm not good enough, and that the people I choose to love aren't good enough, and that that my successes have to be your successes, and that I can't just have anything on my own. You're only proud of me when it benefits you, and you can tell everybody about it. And you couldn't care less if it was just me and you sitting in a room and I was trying to tell you about it. And I wish you cared more about my life and my brother and sister's life and what goes on in it. And you weren't so narcissistic and selfish all the time.
Take a deep breath. Hands at your side. Just relax your shoulders. Deep breath. Now there's a level of, we'll call it in therapeutic terms, enmeshment here, where mom can't let you go. She can't let you be an individual, right? And everything you do just isn't good enough. And she's wrapped up in every element of it. You're shaking your head, yes. Okay.
Very, very much so, yes. I'm honestly terrified to even talk about her sometimes because I'm afraid she'll seek it out to make sure I didn't say anything bad about her.
Got it. So under the thumb in all elements, right?
Definitely.
Okay. So Do you have something that can demarcate a line on the floor between you and her?
The shirt laying on the ground. I don't know.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So do me a favor and step inside of her world right now. So closer. And the shirt is marking the edge of her world. What do you feel right now? Be very, very patient. Take a breath and really slow down. We're not going anywhere. What do you feel right now in your body? Has the experience of tightness and anxiety increased or lessened?
Lessened.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I feel like
You're closer.
I feel like in a way it's, yeah, visualizing her here, and it makes me anxious. But at the same time, I kind of feel like, stepping up. I don't know, like I'm stepping forward. I'm owning it. She's not stepping into my space.
Let me explain more. So this is your world. And on the other side of the shirt is her world, her existence where she's kept you. So growing up, which world did you feel like you lived in? Like you could have your own world, or that you were made to be in her world?
Made to be in her world. And I always had to pay attention to like her emotions and stuff, because if she was sad, I had to be sad. Like that was always the mood in the house. We had to match her energy, or else all hell broke loose.
And what did hell breaking loose look like?
Not actually hell breaking loose, but that was a little dramatic, but kind of just, frustration for like me and my dad maybe not, moping around over something, or if she had a headache, if we weren't, doting all over her all day, like she might get upset and passive aggressive and, oh, well, I'll do this myself. I'll do this myself, that kind of behavior.
Yes. So you guys got punished.
Yes.
Emotionally.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah.
Roger that. Okay. Got it. So place yourself right now in the place that felt most familiar when you were a child. In that world, or the one that's her world? Where were you when you were a kid? Where were you kept?
Definitely her world.
Okay, so you're stepping into her world. Now, you're not allowed to have your own world here. You got that?
Yep.
You're not allowed to be an individual. You're shaking your head yes. Tell me what else wasn't allowed there. Your own identity.
Not even that, but just more like little control things, like I don't even know, like, oh, you want to hang out with this person, well, why don't they come here, and why do you always go to their house, or like little controlling things like that. I don't know, sorry, that's not a great description.
You're okay. You're doing great. So I'm going to invite you to try this out and let me know how you feel afterwards, okay?
Okay.
Repeat after me if you will. Mom, today.
Mom, today.
I step out of your world.
I step out of your world.
Take a big step out. And I free myself from your world.
And I free myself from your world.
And what do you want to give back to your mother today in terms of returning qualities to the lineage? Today, Mother, I give back to you.
Today, Mom, I give back to you my body image issues, my
use your hands just like that. Yeah.
My sense of control over situations, my anxiety, I think that's the whole list. I don't know.
Take a deep breath in. And what are you noticing right now? What's a sensation you're noticing?
I feel calmer, feel a little more relaxed.
Okay, good. So let's do anxiety again, just because it's such a heavy one, okay?
Okay.
So take your hands, because it's also in the brain, right? The neurological patterning. And I want you to visualize yourself sort of pulling out the energy of anxiety from your whole nervous system. And when you have done that and you visualize that, you say, "Today, Mom, I give you back all of your anxiety. This is yours, not mine."
Today, Mom, I give you back all of my anxiety. It's yours, not mine. You can keep it.
Now, you notice that you said, "My anxiety. I give you back all my anxiety." That's how familiar you've become with anxiety. You just claimed it as your own.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there are patterns of anxiety that we'll address at another time, right? But the core of where it was learned belongs to the lineage here, right? And
Yeah.
on Dad's side too, but we're working on it on both sides, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try it again. Today, Mom, I give you back your anxiety. It's yours, not mine.
Today, Mom, I give you back your anxiety. It's yours, not mine.
Take a deep breath. Here we are systematically deprogramming victimization. That Mom is someone to be scared of, that I have to be on the defense with her. And we're declaring our own space, energetically, emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. Just by naming it in this way and doing the work, we are opening our brains to a totally new possibility and turning our ship and pointing it in a different direction. So through this work, we're also actually giving ourselves the chance to have a healthy relationship, if that's possible, just FYI. And what sensations are you noticing in the body?
I feel more grounded now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as heavy, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Lighter?
Yeah.
Now let's do the same thing with body image. I'm asking you to just go through them very consciously right now. So take all of that energy, all the quality of body image issue. Mom, I give this back to you today. This is yours. It's from your lineage. And I choose to end this today. If I ever have a daughter, I will not pass this on to her. I choose not to. I give this back to you.
Mom, I give you back your body image issues. I do not want to continue to pass this on to my children or other people in the family. You can have it.
Mm-hmm. It's yours, not mine.
It's yours, not mine.
Okay. And depression?
She doesn't really have depression. I
Okay.
wouldn't say. Yeah.
And the bipolar with your grandmother, that's something you do struggle with or not?
I wouldn't say to the extremes she does. I definitely have like my moments where my periods of time I feel like a little better. I feel a little more on top of the world. And then I definitely have times where I just question everything. But I wouldn't say to that extent where I would like self-diagnose myself or anything.
So you've got human experiences, sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now what do you want to claim, reclaim, take back that you gave away in this exchange? And these are all love-based qualities to think about. I take back my joy, my voice, my sense of vitality and health, like this.
I take back my sense of joy, take back my sense of joy and feeling happy. I take back my love for myself and not caring about what other people think about me and putting myself first. I take back not, no, I don't. I take back having freedom in my own choices and feeling the ability to feel confident in the choices I make for myself and for the people around me, and not them being questioned.
Heck yeah, I felt that one. Woo! I'm going to invite you to take back your power.
I take back my power and the power I have for myself to make my own choices and choose my own happiness.
And to know what's right for me.
And to what?
Right? And to know what's right for me, to believe
Yes.
in my choices, to have confidence in my choices and how I navigate the world. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And one last thing, okay?
All right.
I want you to grab towards her, reach out towards her throat chakra and take back your voice, your ability to express yourself confidently and clearly, and then put it in your throat, like your Ariel bringing your voice back from The Little Mermaid.
I'm taking back my voice and the ability to express myself clearly and freely and confidently.
Deep breath in. And just turn towards me. And take a couple more deep breaths and just share with me what you're aware of right now.
I'm aware of how I feel. I feel lighter. I feel more in control. I don't feel as anxious or timid. Not as
Is that
stressed.
different? Is that different than how we started off 45 minutes ago?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Okay. Face your mama. And it's important for you to know and for our listener to know that all of this is done through love. This is not a blame game. This is all a love-based exercise about freedom and service. Okay?
Okay.
Repeat after me if you will. Mom, you are you.
Mom, you are you.
And I am me.
And I am me.
And we are different.
And we are different.
And now we're talking about the distorted energy next here. And today I free you from me. You can do your thing.
And today I free you from me and you can do your own thing.
Yeah. And I free me from you. I'm going to do my thing.
And I free myself from you and I'm going to do my own thing.
Tell me, are you grateful to be alive today and right now?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Then thank you, Mom, for being my mother and for bringing me here to planet Earth.
Thank you, Mom, for being my mother and bringing me here to planet Earth.
I love my life. If that's real for you, you can declare whatever you want right now about your life.
I'm satisfied with my life right now, and I'm confident that I'm going to have a happy life.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we send Mom back energetically. Thank you, Mom, for serving us. Okay, so are you ready to do your work with your father today?
Yeah, no, I would say my relationship with my dad is really, really good. So I don't have too much to work out about my dad.
Okay, great. So Dad's the safer one right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you cool to return some of the OCD and anxiety energy to that side of the lineage, as well as the lack of capacity around emotional outbursts?
Yeah.
Yeah? Awesome. All right, so I'm going to ask you to do similarly what you did with your mom. Stand up,
Okay.
give yourself some space between you and the chair in front of you. And take a couple deep breaths. Settle into your body, feel your feet on the ground. And when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to intention that your father is standing in front of you. And when you feel him there and you feel the energy shift in your body, you can begin by expressing yourself and saying what there is to say to him that you have not been able to share out loud.
Dad, I love you, but I wish that you would have demonstrated a better way to handle my emotions when I was a kid instead of having little outbursts when something doesn't go quite right. Um, I wish you were a little more expressive of your emotions so I didn't feel bad about concealing mine or that I wasn't supposed to. He's really not touting a lot of bad stuff, so my list is pretty short.
Great. This is so specific. This is powerful. So today, Dad, I choose to give you back what?
So today, Dad, I choose to give you back emotional outbursts over situations that I don't have control over. I'm going to give back the lack of ability to be expressive in emotion at certain times. I'm going to take back control over my emotions in a situation that I don't have control over or that isn't going my way. I'm going to take back sharing my emotions with people and not feeling like it's not accepted by others and that it's okay to talk about your feelings, even when you feel like you might be judged for it.
Good for you. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Now I'm gonna push a little bit. Can I do that?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. You did that so beautifully and very quickly and efficiently, which I am a huge fan of. So good job. Do you feel like you gave that energy back with your whole body, or was it more just a mental declaration?
It felt more of like a mental declaration for me, which I feel like
Okay.
is how I definitely often I work things out, I think on it and I manifest it and make it real or make it not real.
So that's what I observed as well, is that was a really clear notion of what you wanted to give back and take back. But I didn't see the
Mhm.
energy move. Did you feel that energy move in a big way, like with your mom?
Not as much, probably because
A
I
little
don't
bit?
really have a tense relationship with my father.
Okay.
My dad's always been a person for going to for humor or doing something fun or just kind of like relaxed. So I definitely don't feel like that weight and anxiety that I do with my mom.
Okay. So then I'm going to ask you to try it one more time
Okay.
where you're being very conscious and in your body, and you can slow down and move from being in your head about it down into your body about it.
Okay.
And I want you to feel first that experience of when you snap, when you're just frustrated and you pull the dad, the way your nephew does, the way your brother does, as you shared with me. And when you are aware of that sensation in your body and you have direct eyes on it, let me know.
Yeah, I feel it in my hands because I always move my hands a lot when I get really like, flustered and stuff.
All right. Awesome awareness. Okay. So now it's awake in your nervous system. Okay. So now let's do the work.
Okay.
Deep breath. Today, Dad, I give you back your lack of capacity around frustration and anger. And use your hands.
Today, Dad, I give you back your lack of capacity to deal with your emotions and your anger.
I love how you used your own words. Perfect. Now take a deep breath. What's the difference? What do you notice?
Felt more powerful through like a thoughtful physical movement.
Great. And what do you notice shifting in your physical body right now?
I feel like I'm standing a little taller. I feel more grounded. My hands don't feel as heavy.
There you go. That's the sign that there has been a shift in the nervous system. Okay? So start to know that in your body, right? When you're feeling grounded and lighter and calmer, you're really in yourself without interference. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm just reflecting the words that you're using. Okay? Okay, beautiful. What's the next thing on the list with Dad?
He's always hasn't been super expressive of emotion. I would say his love language, if you will, is, doing things for you, and which I always super appreciate.
He's an acts of service guy.
Yes. Yeah. But sometimes it feels like, it's a little weird if I talk about being sad or a bad feeling I had about something.
Okay. So how do you want to phrase that to give that back? Bottling up emotion, I give you back your inability to express emotion, or what is it for you?
Yeah, I feel like inability to express emotion. That may be a blanket statement, but it's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Or your suppression of emotion?
Yeah. Suppression is a good word.
What kind of makes your body light up a little bit? What word has your body say, oh yeah, that feels like the right thing for me?
Suppression.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give this one to you. If you need my help, you let me know, but you go for it.
Okay. Dad, I give back to you the suppression of emotion and not being able to express yourself when you're feeling negative emotions.
Deep breath. Notice the shift. Just allow it. Allow your energy to expand, take up room, take up space. It's like your chest has more room to breathe.
Yeah.
I can see that. Okay. What do you choose to take back from Dad?
So are these things that I feel like I never had again?
Yeah. So it could be in opposition to what you gave back, right? You can say, I take back my ability to express maturely and clearly when I feel frustrated or angry or I like that. I take back my ability to be free with my emotion, to not,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me think about that.
It's your conscious creation, but I'm here to help you with words and language if you need me.
I take back the ability to calmly handle my emotions in a situation that I might not have control over or isn't going my way. And I take back the ability to feel heard when I am experiencing sadness or anger or any type of emotion, and be able to express that.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Perfect. Okay, you ready? Dad, you are you and I am me, and we are different.
Dad, you are you and I am me, and we are different.
And today I free you from me, and I free me from you.
And today I free you from me, and I free me from you.
Good job. Right? You go do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to grow myself the way I want to grow myself.
You go do your thing.
That make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. You go do your thing.
Good.
I will go do mine.
Yeah. And we can relate to each other through love and through care, but I'm really going to focus on growing myself individually and reprogramming habits and patterns that like don't serve me anymore that I learned from you. And I love you.
Do you want me to repeat all that?
I'm just giving you the energy of it.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. My brain is like,
the brain can get a little bit mushy during these exercises because there's so much energy moving through the nervous system.
Yeah.
You can feel it. You feel a little like floaty or something, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Did you really hear the energy of it there? How it's through love you're choosing to grow yourself to become the woman that you choose to become, and you're letting your dad be your dad in his strengths and his weaknesses.
Yes. Like just not carrying his burdens or behaviors that I have carried with me for so long, and not suppressing them for him, but just accepting he's who he is and I'm who I am, and I have control over how I deal with things.
That's exactly right, love. That's exactly right. Are you grateful to be alive in this moment?
Yes.
Okay, then Dad, I'm so grateful that you are playing the role of my dad. Thank you for helping me come here to this planet in this body.
Dad,
however,
I'm
your
grateful.
own words.
Okay. Dad, I'm grateful that you're my dad, and thank you for always supporting me and allowing me to choose my own path.
I really feel the love there. It's awesome. Okay, let him go on his way. Energetically go back. Come back to the mic and the screen here. How do you feel?
I definitely feel relieved. I definitely went into this like very anxious to talk about my parents, specifically my mom. I was holding a lot of tension when I came into this. So I definitely feel like I've released a lot of that. Ultimately, I'm in control of my emotions, and I just need to circle back and check in with myself and remind myself of that.
That's exactly right. You're in control of your emotions, and you get to consciously reprogram yourself and decide how you react to certain things, how much power you give your mom when she's being negative towards you, and how you can actually declare your own world. This doesn't mean cut your mom out. This doesn't mean be disrespectful. This doesn't mean any of those things. It simply means beginning to declare your own energetic space and your own individual expression. That resonates, huh?
Yeah, definitely. And, I, like I said before, I definitely feel like this past year, especially I've tapped into more of who I really am, not who I was when I was, living with my parents and growing up and everything. I feel like I'm finding my true self and, you know, learning myself more and what I need and how to deal with my own emotions.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So have you ever visualized how it would feel to live more free from all the anxiety?
Definitely. Yeah. And I think that's in a world where I think that comes with gathering the words or even just the tools I need to like this, like these exercises to just like come back to me that I can have that freedom. I just got to give it to myself and let it go. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. That's exactly so well said. So well said. What's one quality, love-based, expansive quality that you can visualize yourself feeling when you're seeing yourself sort of in the future with less and less anxiety and burden? What's the one really, what's right there you're expressing so much of?
I would say care, showing others the care that I maybe feel like not even care, but just, the language that was used when I was growing up. And like, if I ever have kids and even with my partner, just expressing love in a nicer way than I experienced at
So
times.
that's the word. Okay. So love. So I was going to ask you, when you feel cared for, what do you feel?
Yeah. Love. Yeah.
Okay. Because care is an act, right? To care for.
Right.
Love is a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We can feel cared for, right? But we don't feel care, right? That when we feel cared for, we feel
loved.
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or peace. Or right? Or harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Or safety. Or, well, I would even push safety further. When you feel safe, how do you feel, right? So that's it. Love. Okay? So before you go to bed at night, just take a minute or 2 minutes, max. Not exaggerating on the time, 1 or 2 minutes. I just want you to picture yourself expressing love. That's it. Do you think you can do that?
I think I can.
And when you wake up, you can do it while you're sitting in bed or while you're in the shower. Take 1 minute, 2 if it feels good. And picture yourself expressing what?
Love.
Love. I want you to imagine it, make up scenarios, use your beautiful imagination. You're so creative. You know that. And let yourself feel the sensation of being loving until you can feel it in your body, where you feel calmer, grounded, like that. Can you do that?
I think I can. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try that.
Okay. And then you'll send me an email in a couple weeks and let me know how you feel, yeah?
Sure thing. Yeah.
Okay,
this has been really,
awesome.
really helpful. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so grateful that you showed up today.
Thank you.
Yeah. We will check back in with this client to see how everything is going with her down the road. Thank you for tuning in and learning about Give Back, Take Back. Feel free to use it in the comfort and privacy of your own space. And if you want more, sign up for my newsletter, follow me on IG, come in soon to TikTok, and stay tuned for groups and classes to do this work yourself and with me, your guide. And until then, let me just remind you, you rock.